Once in a while, I don't get to choose what painting I do. Well, really, I do have a choice whether I will do it or not, but subject matter, sometimes you don't have that much of a say if you decide to do it. And that goes true with portraiture. Hello and welcome. My name is Charlimbos. I go by Bob. I'm not your typical painter. I have some godparents in Greece, so every time I go to Greece, it seems like they want a drawing or a painting. A few years ago, I did a drawing for them, and this year, they asked for a painting. One reason I don't like doing work for others is sometimes they give you like their photo, and their photo kind of sucks. And I kind of had some photos of the child they wanted me to paint, and I kind of didn't like them, but there was one photo that I saw that caught my interest, and it was the baby being sideways. And what I liked about it is I usually don't see too many photos of portraits of little children, but the one thing I didn't like about it is one of the hands was not visible, and I kind of wanted to do a painting where both hands are visible. And not only that, but in a sense that the painting is 3D as well. For example, the hands are going to be popping out. As of right now, I don't feel like I did the hands justice. I worked on this the other day, and I put it against my wall from a distance, and I didn't really like how I made the hands accurately proportioned in the photo. In this scenario, I'm going to make them bigger, and that way they could kind of like stick out. I'm actually also using two different photos in this. One photo has this hand a lot clear, and the other photo has this one a lot more clear. I didn't want to try to capture the blurry one, and plus one photo I kind of liked the way the face was, and the other one, the eyes. So it was good that when I asked for more photos, they sent me a lot more photos. And also the choice of the clothing is awesome. They chose a really good outfit for the baby, and it has a lot of little intricate details in it. Not hard to paint details, but I believe it's going to add to the painting. It's like little red birdies with balloons and parachutes and clouds, and it's very primary, so it'll pop out in a way, but I'm not going to make it in a way where it's distracting. As for the process on how I'm going to paint this, it's going to be very quick, and it's going to be very subtle and soft. Usually my paintings are very detailed, and I use a lot of tiny brushes to get those details. In this scenario, I'm going to reserve the little details for specific areas, mainly the eyes, because the eyes are the window to a person's soul, and if you mess those up, you're not going to have a really good painting, because that's what people are going to do. They're going to make eye contact with the baby. Besides that, I'm going to treat this painting like a landscape. Yeah, if you look at my time-lapse video that I'm also going to post, or have posted, I'm not sure yet if it's going to be before or after, I did not start with the actual face. I started with the background. And besides starting with the background, I needed to figure out how to do the painting a lot quicker since I have a deadline. So I gridded it. I didn't do too many grids. I just did 16 squares. And that way I could kind of like plant things exactly where I want them a lot quicker and not worry about the composition too much. The goal is to have certain lines and batches of color in the right area to kind of speed up the process. I will worry about the detail in the end. The goal is to get as much paint and road maps or lines on the canvas as quickly as possible to speed up the process. And one last note is the color of the canvas. I did not stretch the canvas because I have a deadline. So I actually had to buy a canvas. Luckily for me, I already had one ready. The only difference is I coated it with another layer of gesso and kind of like a yellowish red tone to give it a nice peachy look. I like the warmth, and I want to go for some warmth, and that's why the background is warm. As for the colors I'm going to use, it's going to be mostly primary-ish colors and complementaries, I suppose. As you can see, I have my warm colors. I have my cadmium red, cadmium yellow, and I'm reserving this right here, cadmium yellow pale, for some of the brighter areas of the painting. And the shirt is actually a very bright yellow, and it's probably going to be there. I might even use pure cadmium pale at some point. And this here is just orange, or cadmium orange. And here is an interesting batch of colors. This is actually some white tones from the snow I used in my previous painting, Restless Natives. And I don't want it to go to waste, and it's actually kind of like a tone that I like for the skin. I believe it's titanium white with a tad of orange and maybe a tad of red. I don't recall, but I believe I will put it to use since I'm done the painting, and you don't want to ever have expensive paint go to waste. Anyhow, also, this right here is just regular zinc white. I'm going to use this mainly for the shirt so it doesn't stand out too much. If you use titanium white, it kind of has this powerful effect on the canvas in an annoying way, and it's not going to be pure zinc white that I'm going to use. It's probably going to be muted out a little. And here, there's just some colors I mixed while doing the rough painting. I saved them and I'm probably going to use them for something. I'm not sure yet, but I don't like paint going to waste, like I said earlier. And this is my special concoction of black. It's not black out of the tube, it's actually Viridian and Alizarin Crimson. Speaking of which, Alizarin and Viridian. And here are my blues. This is actually a blue I use for my painting. The background snow in the shadows. It's cobalt blue with a tint of cerulean and white, obviously. And here I have cerulean and cobalt. Anyways, I'm going to keep this video short and sweet, but I will post when I get back from my trip probably more time-lapse videos. Most likely I will work and edit the time-lapse videos when I get back from my trip, but enjoy the preview, I suppose. Once again, my name is Charlambos. I go by Bob. I am not your typical painter. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more.